Hey, welcome to the Grow Connection Network. We are going to dive a little bit into the deeper meaning of Chai Elul so that this will bring more meaning to your Shabbos. So who knows what happened on Chai Elul? One second. Okay, so why is the Shabbos so special?
Is it the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov? Baal Shem
Yeah,
Tov?
and the Alter Rebbe.
Uh-huh.
So, one second. Okay. So who would like to just stop a moment and let's do what we used to do. Let's share a roses, a thorns and roses. Who wants to share from your past week? Right now, my thorn is that I prepared all these things to share with you, and I actually cannot find it. Oh, maybe I can. One second.
Um, Rose, I had an appointment at the hospital and I went to the garden in the hospital afterwards. I really like the garden there. There's lots of flowers and it has a waterfall. Um,
Are you talking?
Thorn,
Are you talking to us?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I don't know. Is it counted as a thorn if I'm overwhelmed with housework?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a thorn. So is this Heidi?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Yes, that's definitely a thorn. And yeah, I'd love to see who you are. Sure, let's see. Hi, nice to see you. Definitely a thorn that will become your rose when everything is in place. Okay, anybody else? So yes, we have the birthday. So I'm going to share some really beautiful ideas about this Chai Elul, and I'm going to share a little bit in Hebrew because different ideas in Hebrew that I found in this booklet. So you see, this is actually the Oel of the where the Baal Shem Tov is buried. And thinking about the Alter Rebbe, he's buried in Hadich, which is where I was in what year was it? The year of Gimel Tammuz. What year was that? 1994, right? Was it 1994? It was 30 years. What was it? Was it more than 30 years ago? 31 years ago. So we were so far away from Crown Heights, we couldn't go to the Ohel in Crown Heights. So we were very close. Kharkov is close to Hadish. So I remember taking a trip and it was a really eerie feeling. It was right after Gimel Tammuz and going to the Alter Rebbe, and we were davening to Hashem to bring Mashiach, and it was a hard reality to face, to imagine a world without the Lubavitcher Rebbe. But I remember the comfort that I felt going to the Alter Rebbe. So if we could just take a few moments, okay? So this is Chai Elul is the day it says that the world was illuminated with Shnei Hamaorot Hagdolim, with two big lights. That's the same words that is used when the sun and moon were created. So the Baal Shem Tov in the year Nachas and the Alter Rebbe in the year Taf Kuf He. So it says about this day, Chai Elul infuses two things. It fuses vitality into the month of Elul, and which And it also infuses vitality and chayas into the Avaida of Elul, which is Ani l'daidi v'daidi li, the Avaida of I love Hashem and Hashem loves me, which is about the I love first is showing Hashem that we want to connect to him and initiating in the relationship with Hashem. Now, each of those two phrases refer to each one of the Rebbes, because the Baal Shem Tov taught us how to infuse vitality in general into Torah mitzvahs. At the time that the Baal Shem Tov revealed himself, the Jews were in a state of faint. It was as if they were fulfilling Yiddishkeit, but it was very cold and dry, and there was a risk that Judaism wouldn't thrive. And the Baal Shem Tov brought this idea of love of every Jew and the vitality of mitzvahs and the idea that we have a soul and the inspiration from Judaism, the joy. And so you see that that was his mode of operandi. He would inspire people. He would go to their towns and meet people and tell stories and uplift the Jews of that time. And his name was Yisrael, which is the name of the Jewish people, because when somebody is fainting, you call their Jewish name. So his birth brought new life into the Jewish people and he revealed himself at the age of 36. Now the Alter Rebbe, he added a new dimension to the Baal Shem Tov. So the Baal Shem Tov taught us that we have a soul, which gives us the power to have emunah, faith. The word emunah comes from craft. So emunah is something that takes cultivation, right? We have to work on our emunah. But how do we do that? And that is what the Alter Rebbe taught us. He taught us how to cultivate our emunah, because very often faith transcends. I mean, that is what faith is. Faith transcends the mind, right? It transcends intellect. It's beyond what we could understand. We take the leap of faith. But then there's a gap between our faith and our intellect, our mind. And the Baal Shem Tov taught us how to bridge that gap, how to connect to Hashem with your mind, to use your mind. And the mind is very, very powerful to cultivate your emunah, your faith, so it becomes within the person. So the soul and the body become more united. And the body could say is the mind. It's all parts of you. And we don't want to have that disconnect between our faith and our body. The Alter Rebbe and his teachings brought that down into our body so that we can actually experience it in our bodies. And that's why it does take a little longer. Oh, my guests are here. So Ima, could you go around, ask anyone if they'd like to? Oh, it's you? So, yeah. Sorry, my guests are not here. Okay. I know I'm expecting at 9:30, so I thought they were early for guests from Toronto for our retreat. And Elena's here now. The Fabrengen could start. Okay. So I'm sharing a little bit about the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe. So if you see the two aphorisms for this month, for not this month, for this day of Chai Elul, says the Baal Shem Tov in connection with Chai Elul. So Chai Elul infuses vitality into the month of Elul and into the whole year. And actually from Chai Elul until Rosh Hashanah, there are 12 days, which means that every day corresponds to another month, and it's a day to do Cheshbon HaNefesh, to reflect upon that month of the year. So Chai Elul, from the word life, infuses the month, the Avaida of Elul, with a new vitality. And that's the way that the Baal Shem Tov, he brought a new vitality into the general performance of Torah and mitzvot. But the Alter Rebbe took that to another dimension and that a person has the power to cultivate a love for Hashem. We're not just dependent on being inspired by others, but we could find it within ourselves. So he said to take that faith and bring it into our bodies, into our mind. The Baal Shem Tov taught faith is beyond intellect, which is true. You can't understand Hashem, and we just take that leap of faith. But through Chabad Hasidus, we can actually integrate our mind, and which is our body, and our soul. And that happens through the cultivation of the thoughts and concepts in Hasidus till you actually will feel it in your body. And you'll feel a love for Hashem. And that's grow is a Chabad way. It's using your mind to reveal the innate faith and love that's already there, but we need a tool to bring it out. So the second aphorism for Chai Elul is that this is the day that infuses Chayas into the Avaida of Ani L'Daidi V'Daidi Li, which means I am to my beloved and my beloved is to me. And that is the acronym of Elul. Aleph, Ani, L'Dodi is Lamed, Vav, and then Lamed for the month of Elul. So why is that corresponding to the Alter Rebbe? Because Ani L'Dodi means I am to my beloved, and then Hashem reciprocates the love. That means I can be proactive in this relationship. I can show up. I can initiate in this relationship, and Hashem makes himself accessible. What does Hashem do? He goes out into the field in his mundane clothes. So Hashem is not inspiring us. It's not as exciting to see the king in the field with his farmer clothes as it is to see the king all dressed up with his crown in the palace, right? It's awe-inspiring. It's like what we feel on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur in the shul. That's where Hashem is coming to us, like the inspiration is coming down on Rosh Hashanah. There's going to be a huge new light entering this world. But now is the time to meet Hashem in the field. And Hashem will meet us wherever we're at, in anything that we feel or that we're doing. Like, this is the time to show up fully in your true authenticity and meet Hashem in the field and become, I wrote on my vision board, become an expert in the field. You know, that's an expression, right? Become an expert in the field with Hashem. And it's easy now to become the expert in the field. Like, we don't have to have great concepts to meditate on. You can just literally go into the field and know that Hashem is embracing you with a huge smile. He's welcoming you. And the field, by the way, is inside of you. We are the garden. And Hashem is basically saying, bring Hashem into your body. That means he's not so far from you. Your soul is a piece of Hashem. And connect to that soul that's inside of you. Get to know your soul and allow it to connect to the body. And this is also connected to Chai Elul, because what's Chai Elul? It's the birthday. And really, this is like the first birthday that we really celebrate from like great rabbis. I don't know, it's a birthday. You know, it's the birthday of two major luminaries, the Baal Shem Tov, the Alter Rebbe. So we really feel this idea of birthday. What's birthday? What's so special about a birthday is that birthday is like geula, right? It's redemption. What happens when a baby's born? The soul and the body become one. Until a child's born, their soul, their nefesh, which is really the animal soul, and a little bit of the godly soul, enters them. As long as they're in the womb, the baby is really part of the mother. The baby is getting life from the mother. It doesn't have its own connection with the soul. The body and the soul are kind of separate. And that's like exile. Pregnancy is like exile, where we don't feel our soul. Just like a baby in the womb doesn't really feel that it's separate from its mother. It actually thinks that it's dependent on its mother for food. It doesn't know that there's anything else. But when the baby's born, it takes a whole lifetime to teach a baby, right? That your mother is God's messenger and you have your own independent reality. You have a body and soul that is one with God. And I think that's why everybody struggles with their parents, because we're still trying to leave the womb. Like, oh, we're still thinking that we are the way we are because of our parents, because this is what they fed us, whether it was physical, spiritual, or emotional. But that's a gullus mentality. To truly be born means that you recognize that you are one with your soul. Your body and your soul are creating its own entity in this world. You are a sanctuary for Hashem. And your parents were there as God's creation, God's messengers to bring you into this world. And your soul said yes to those parents. Before it came down, it said, yes, I want this mother and this father because that is what my soul needs to become who I am. So it's very interesting that this whole idea that a person could be born but not fully alive. What does that mean? They're not alive in their soul. They're living from their body. That means they haven't really been born. When a baby's born, the joy is that the soul and the body have become one, but it takes really a lifetime. So for us on this day, I think it's so important for us to do this grow. Like, I am so grateful for my birth, for the birth, for this day of Chai Elul, which reminds me of my truth. I recognize that I don't have to live a gullus mentality anymore. I don't have to live attached to my mother and father and feeling like I didn't get what I needed to get from them. I am now my own person. I have a soul, oneness. My soul and my body are one. And how do I do that? How do I stop blaming my childhood and my teachers and all the things I didn't receive? How do I start coming into my own? How do I do that? I look at the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe. And on this day of their birthday, I can connect to the true life of my soul. My soul is the one giving me life. That means God is giving me life at every single moment, and He's animating every single thought. And therefore, my thoughts are going to create my reality. If I focus on negative thoughts, I am going to build that into my reality. When I take a thought and I grow it, and that's what the Alter Rebbe taught us. The Baal Shem Tov taught us how holy we are, that we have a soul. And his father, before he passed away, the Baal Shem Tov was only 5 years old when his father passed away, and he gathered the Baal Shem Tov, and he said to this little boy who was way beyond his years, he said, remember 2 things. Number 1, he said, do not fear anyone but Hashem. And number 2, he said, love every single Jew with all your heart. Love them just like you love yourself. And you know, the Baal Shem Tov, it says that he used to kiss a child the way he kissed a Sefer Torah. He was overflowing with love for the Jewish people. And because of that love, he was able to revive us, because it's only with love that we revive a person's soul. Right? We meet people that they're like bodies. They're empty. They're depressed because they don't connect to their soul. And as long as we don't connect to our soul, our birth is always going to be this trauma. Our becoming an adult is a trauma. Like, I left my mother and my father. They're not here for me. Who's going to take care of me? And we have all this anxiety over taking care of ourselves. Right? Isn't this so true? And so as long as we don't graduate to Hashem, who's always our life force, we will have anxiety. We will be depressed, or at least situational depression. Or we will not find that inner peace, that bitachon, because it will not be in our body. So the Baal Shem Tov taught us, you have a soul, and go get inspired and listen to stories and know that, you know, like sometimes you go to a place of nature. Baal Shem Tov used to go into the forest and daven. So it's like he was bringing the external reality into his into his davening. And that is beautiful. How many of you go to a water and daven and you feel something? But what if you're not at the water? And that's what the Alter Rebbe said. What if you, hello, welcome. Yeah, come inside. I'm glad you found it. So my guests are here. What if I'm just on a class? Okay. What if you cannot get that external? Like, what if you're not going to a retreat and getting that inspiration from outside? What do? Where do you get it from? So the Alter Rebbe taught us how to serve Hashem and bring it inside of us, to internalize the emunah that the Baal Shem Tov gave us, and to go through the process of being able to experience it inside, so it goes with us wherever we are, and we feel that connection no matter what. So this is a very holy time to connect to our souls and the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe. And I wanted to know if anybody wanted to share any thoughts that were coming up. So this is the idea of the birth. The birth is where the body and the soul unite and become one. And our wish is to really experience the ultimate birth of the Geula. But until then, we must remember that our personal redemption will bring collective redemption. When we personally can bring our soul into our body through the Baal Shem Tov's way, which is singing and joy and loving others and davening in the forest and doing things that inspire you. And the Alter Rebbe's way is doing a grow. Sit down, set an intention, think about an idea that you learned. Think about one word in davening and think about it. Meditate, bring it into your mind, and from your mind into your heart, and from your heart you will be able to align all of your goals in life according to that concept, according to that intention. So who here would like to share? I think this is like really sums up Chai Elul, if you think about it. And we don't want to live like we're still pregnant with our soul. You know what I mean? Like, we want to be born, we want to be alive. And this is the time that we have this new energy to go into the year as feeling more of that oneness between our soul and our body, which is the idea of birth. And then we could really celebrate our own birthdays. And that the day that God gave us, not just life for our body, but life for our soul. So who would like to add something to this? And how can you make it your own? And welcome, Susan. Not sure which Susan that is. I'm so happy that you're here. And Elena, Italea. So it's always so wonderful when you're on camera. And Ima Labor, thank you for being on camera. And Rachel. And I'm so grateful that last week, Rachel and I spent 3 days together from Thursday to Sunday. And we had such a wonderful retreat. And this week, grateful to Hashem that I'm going to have a Chai Elul retreat with women. And Rachel literally brings her bitachon journal wherever she goes. She's really doing the work. Okay, so I'm going to go mute. Elena, go ahead and share something.
So I missed the beginning, but I'm grateful. I'll do a quick row. I'm grateful that we have a time, that Hashem made a time for us to be able to feel renewed, to be able to, it's unbelievable to hear you and to hear the fact of that we have the holidays that connect with our body and our soul, to renew with the new foods and the new fruits and new things, but also with our soul and our bodies doing it together. I'm grateful that Hashem gave us this time to actually be able to have a new time and refresh ourselves, that even if we're in the middle of Elul, that I get to start over again right now in the class. I get to start over again tomorrow. I think that's really where the connection is that, sometimes our minds, or we go back to our everyday living or the things that are going on, and then we get inspired, like you said, And so I'm grateful that we have this class and we have other things to be able to bring that mind and body. I recognize that I immerse myself. I recognize that I immerse myself and that sometimes I do separate my mind and my body, but that my mind craves what my body wants and my body and my soul craves what my mind wants, and that they're really one entity, that they really are together. And GRO, I haven't done a grow. And my oneness is that I feel sometimes, I have my ups and downs of the days of Gullus, Geula, and I feel the tug of war between my mind and my body, my animal. But my oneness tonight is I actually feel that I feel it coming together a lot, that it can be one, like you said, the Alter Rebbe and the Baal Shem Tov. It can be put together. We can get inspired. We can enjoy things while we're still here, while we're waiting for Mashiach, while we're cultivating for Mashiach to come. We can still get inspired and still do chesed. We can still work, and we can still, it doesn't have to be always one or the other. And so I feel oneness with all of you, that I'm here, that I'm still in the middle of taking care of my daughter from surgery and doing laundry, and I'm looking terrible, but I get to still be on this high plane of oneness to be with all my grow sisters. And my wish is that I get to go to that retreat, by the way, next year. And my wish is that I keep finding ways to cultivate and put that inspiring ways to bring grow, to bring the stories, to bring the inspiration in my life so that I can bring it in everybody else's life around me.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. Wow. I actually want to do a meditation with all of you, that I want to practice what I'm going to do here. I'm going to just go outside because, wait, hold on. Let me just say hello to them. If you want to just, Ima, say something, I'll be right there.
Italea Zisa, you look beautiful. You look radiant, honestly. So don't feel like you. Anyway, I just wanted to say it really hit me what Nakamadina was saying about, you can't, your body and soul comes together, and it's you. You have to take responsibility for yourself, and you can't say you did. I happen to have been with all four of my daughters in Florida this weekend, and there's a little bit of that, a little bit of things that they would say, and I started to like really feel like it's all my fault. And Nachamadina is just saying, no, it's not my fault. They have to take responsibility in a good way. It was with joy, it was with 3 o'clock in the morning for bring-ins, So anyway, thank you, Nachamadina, for just inspiring us again and again and again and again. And I hope to join the retreat on Sunday, the ending. So
It's so beautiful, Mrs. Labor. I'm so happy that you got to be with your daughters. And it's like, I wanted to just say back to you that, like, thank you for sharing about that, because on a mother's end, right, some of us are coming from a mother's end and a daughter's end, right? So I feel like, we don't truly understand certain things until our daughters tell us certain things. And then it's like, oh my goodness, I did everything wrong, right? And then I see my mother and I say, wow, she's really amazing. She did the very best she could with the tools that she had at the time she had. And it's right. We have the responsibility that now it's our turn to take the responsibility.
For me, though, it's a perspective that my daughters are mothers themselves. So they are understanding a lot of different things from a different perspective.
It's so true, right?
It's really beautiful. My thorn, I mean, I had a lot of joy and sadness over our gathering, because it was joy to be celebrating the completion of a Torah, in memory of my grandson, but this but the I still have the thorn of why do we have to be doing this kind of thing, but to see how my daughter is coming to it with such joy is just inspiring me that I have to have the joy. And it was such a joyful event. It was just out of this. I never could have imagined. I'm so glad it was there. I never could have imagined how, you can't imagine how it was. It was just beautiful.
Me as Neshama having Aliyah. It's
Amen, amen.
I I think that's like, isn't that what Nachamadina was talking about tonight? That putting that, both things of our mind and our body, our souls and our what you were just saying, like that. Why should we have had to have this? Why did you have to go through this? Why did your daughter to see your daughter suffer and your grandchild to have this? But then the fact that it could be turned into that, and how beautiful raised her.
It's turned into joy, and what she's doing in her life, what my daughter's doing in her life to try to prevent it from happening to other people. It can happen to anyone. This kind of tragedy, unfortunately, could happen to anyone. So she's turning it all into a positive. And you can see on COL, you can see you can see some of her excerpts from her speech and how she's turning it into a goal or action.
She's incredible. She's such a nechama to the world. And you raised such a beautiful daughter that is able to bring such light from darkness. I sent her a message, and it's interesting because normally I would have been there, like I wouldn't have missed something, but I had a retreat planned, and when I looked at the flyer, it was called Peace in the Process. And I said, this is from Hashem, that I was supposed to be where exactly my neshama needed to be, where it would bring the most light. And that was with 14 single women, ages 24 to 36, who haven't found their bashert, and they needed they needed that peace. And I actually felt like it was happening in a way that was a lot of help from above. Like they kept saying that they felt this peace that I couldn't have tried if like sometimes you have a goal and it's not in your control if you're going to meet your goal. You can only set an intention. And yes, we set that intention. That's what we named the retreat, and we worked to facilitate, but it happened, and everyone just like mirrored it back and said, we felt such peace here, the peace that was promised, we felt it. And they felt shalom, and there was something, they all walked away. They couldn't thank Hashem enough for what they experienced. So I felt like, yes, shalom is now everywhere, and it's that peace that we're all looking for. And I want to do an intention. I want to set this intention, or any intention that you want. I want to just do the Hayom Yom for Chai Elul, which is so beautiful.
I think you're muted, Nachamadina.
Oh, okay. How did I get muted? Okay. So this is so Chai Elul, we're doing the Hayom Yom. Did you hear what I said? Okay, so the Hayom Yom of Chai Elul, which is on Shabbos, but we're going to just internalize it. So what is Chai Elul? The birth of the Baal Shem Tov in 1698. And the day his holy teacher and master appeared to him in 1724, the day the Baal Shem Tov became revealed in 1734. The Baal Shem Tov was 36 years old, and that is also the day he became revealed at that age. And it's the birth of the Alter Rebbe in 1745. So this is the Baal Shem Tov discourse on Shabbos Parshas Kisavai, Chai Elul, 1892. Kisavayu el haaretz. So this is the pasuk. It will be when you come into the land that the eternal, your God, gives you for an inheritance, and you will inherit it and dwell in it. The Medrash notes that eretz is an idiom of the word for running. Eretz and merutza. same word, and Ratzain, will and desire. When you attain the level of Ratzain, desire, that is a gift from above and an inheritance for every one of Israel, then your Avaida is you will dwell in it, to internalize all you have attained, bringing it down in a settled manner. So this is, what does this mean? Is that we all want to achieve this level of desire, to desire Hashem. That's the Eretz. And it is our inheritance. Our Avaida is to internalize, to bring this down, this desire to bring it down. You shall take and place it in a basket. What does that mean? Draw down the spiritual lights into vessels. You shall go to the place the eternal your God will choose. A Jew must know that even that when he goes from one place to another, he is not going on his own, but is being directed from above, and the intention and purpose in this is. Wow. So a Jew must know that when he goes from one place to another, he's not separate from Hashem, right? He's being directed. And what is the intention and purpose of this? To cause his name to dwell there, to make Hashem known in that location, wherever he finds himself. And after Marv, the Baal Shem Tov repeated this discourse, and he added, it will be when you will come for you to attain this level of desire, which is Ratzain. It is necessary. So how do you attain this level of desire? To desire Hashem, to fulfill the mitzvahs out of desire, like want. Instead of I have to, I want to, and yearn for this relationship with Hashem. You need to go, you shall go to the place to cause his name to dwell there. You are to utterly dedicate yourself to making God known there. How does one make God known? With a bracha and a verse of Tehillim. So any place a person goes, ask yourself, how am I creating oneness? How am I bringing Hashem? If we recognize the reason that Hashem puts us in places is to cause his name to dwell there, and it's not so difficult. It's literally a verse of Tehillim, a bracha, and setting this intention wherever we go. So this was a discourse of the Alter Rebbe Chai Elul. And with that, I want to share, I'm going to share music very low. You tell me if you could still hear me, because it sounds better with some music. This is really called, let's see if you can hear it. You hear me speaking? Okay, so if you want, you can close your eyes, and I'm going to share a meditation that will wrap up what we did tonight. We are going to set an intention for this Chai Elul that will carry us into the entire year. What are intentions? They comprise the journey of our life, how we experience the journey in this moment. An intention is not a goal, because a goal is the outcome, and that's not in our control. But when we set an intention, it's different, because we have control over our thoughts, our intentions, and how we choose to respond to each moment of our lives. We can choose to grow through them. We want to live in alignment with our intentions and be open to the possibilities as they present themselves. Choose an intention in this moment, a quality or a value that you want to grow and cultivate this year. An intention is positive, it's authentic, it's realistic, it's reasonable. It could start with the word I am. And now we're going to bring that intention the way the Alter Rebbe taught us. We're going to bring it into our body. From our mind, we're going to bring it and create an alignment between our mind, body, and soul. So we're going to breathe. Breathe to relax your mind and your body. Let's take 5 deep breaths together and send the breath into your belly, your ribs, your chest, and to your collarbones. Let's do this together. And as you breathe, feel your forehead, your eyes, and your jaws. Let them relax fully. Let's take another breath in and make it larger than the one before. And as you breathe out, feel your neck, your shoulders, and chest become heavy. Continue to deepen your breath and bring it into your body, sending it to any areas where you feel tension, tightness. Release that tension from your abdomen, from your back, from your hips. We are going to breathe in the life of Chai Elul. We're going to breathe in the Baal Shem Tov's love and warmth. We're going to breathe that into our body. Now let's release our tension from our legs, from our knees, from our thighs, from our lower legs. Take a breath and return your breath to its natural rhythm. And let go of any remaining tension. You are now fully relaxed. You are safe and supported by Hashem. You are now open to allowing Hashem to guide you, to live a life guided and in alignment of your intention. Notice your breath and continue to allow yourself to let go of all of your worries, physical, emotional. Turn off the outside world and go inside and internalize your intention with the power of the Alter Rebbe's birthday. Let all your worries go. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the familiar state of relaxation. You are completely in control of your intention. We want our internal voice to come forward. We want our soul to be heard. See yourself living in alignment with the voice of your soul. This is your intention. See your new pattern of behavior. Notice yourself living with this intention. Hear yourself sharing it with others, letting them know what a difference this will make in your life, or it is making in your life. No judgments, no expectations. Take this time to be present. Notice how you feel and what emotion you are experiencing. You can use all your senses to make the imagery of your intention coming to life, this Chai Elul. Because your mind, said the Alter Rebbe, is so powerful. It is a tool that can change your life, and it starts with your thoughts. You can create change in the direction of your Ratzon that you desire. So we begin with this intention. We give attention to our intention. And then your mind will look for a new reality that aligns with your intention. You begin to see new opportunities present yourself. Today, you are in a safe and supportive environment where no one where no one needs anything from you. It is time to take care of yourself. Focus on your soul. And when you take care of yourself, you will make a difference, not just in your own life, but it will be better for your loved ones. So let's focus again on your intention, something you want to see more of in your life. And this intention is going to be mirrored by others. If it's, I am kind, I am generous, I am loving unconditionally, this is going to come back to you. Consider how you will live intentionally, cultivating this quality in yourself and in specific situations. Consider how you will live in alignment with your intention. You will be able to respond to events in your life in the Chabad way that aligns with these qualities. Because what the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Your heart knows what you want, and the mind listens to what you tell it. Therefore, it's so important to tell your mind the direction that you desire to grow. Allow your mind and your heart to feel the oneness, to connect. Let this connection bring you the image of what you truly desire, how you truly want to be, and who you truly are. Visualize your true self and allow this image to be in your mind. Let this image guide you towards your new reality. Well, I lost the music, but we're just going to end off with, you are now ready to live in oneness, in alignment with Hashem towards your ideal life. To live the life of your dreams, we must live in alignment with our values, with our beliefs, and make decisions with those values in mind. Continue to think positively in a way that creates patterns and habits that will lead you in the direction of your intention. You choose now to let go of all the patterns that are not serving you. You are telling your mind that you are ready to create new patterns that align with your intentions so that you can move in the direction of the life of your dreams, to joy, to light, to love, to warmth. You feel confident, motivated, and peaceful. And now you feel gratitude for these intentions and values that you live your life. You are focused, yet open to the possibility of positive experiences. This confidence, this ratzon, the desire to live in alignment, builds a confident trust, which allows you to accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Now you have the strength of the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe, infusing this chayas into your life, into your intentions. You have committed to this. You are ready to grow. And you feel emotionally calm and at peace. And when you are ready, you can come back to this reality, newly energized with a new life, fully awake, your body and your soul together as one. And thank you for listening and for joining me for this journey. And good Shabbos, Ima. Thank you for joining. I've missed you. So glad you were on tonight. And we have some people who joined us. And thank you, Lena. This meditation was everything. I just want to know if anyone wants to share their intention. Welcome, Malka Bracha and Rachel. Well, Rachel was here. Khani, who came on from Israel in the middle of the night. Wow. And who else did I miss? Chana Leah and Carol, welcome back. So you see how it all connected to Chai Elul? And this is the idea of the Alter Rebbe, being able to set an intention and cultivate it so that it really becomes part of you and you live your life in alignment with your mind, your body, and your soul. And I was thinking, if you really, really meditate on your intention without even trying, your mind is going to move you in that direction. You're going to respond with that value. Like let's say for me, I set an intention. I did this with the last retreat, and we gave each person a tambourine, a mini one, and they had to write their intention on the tambourine for their vision. And when it came to me, I actually wrote my name, Nechama. I said, my intention is to be a comfort and also unconditional love. Like I am unconditional love. And that means that whatever people say, even if I want to like for a moment judge or feel like what, I set already an intention. And so my response becomes more in alignment with that value of love this person. It's the love. Remember the love of the Baal Shem Tov that infused a new life into the Jewish people who were fainting because they were doing mitzvahs by rote. And there was a huge gap between the Torah scholars and the simple people, and they weren't being treated with this unconditional love. And it was the Baal Shem Tov's love that literally revived the Jewish people. So it's only with that unconditional love that I can revive another Jew's soul, that I can ignite their soul, not through judgment. So you see, my computer went off, but who else wants to share? I can't see you anymore, but I can hear you, but I'm going to end in a few minutes. If everybody just wants to go around and set your intent, tell me if you want to share it publicly, that would be beautiful. What was your intention from this meditation? Elena, Ima, did you have an intention that came to you? Go ahead. I could see you. I mean, I can't see you, but you could see me.
I wanted to give someone else a chance first, but I just want to say quickly that it was funny that what your intention was, because mine aligned with yours, where my intention was to listen and pause and not react. Listen, reflect, and pause. And so that I could be of comfort, so that I could listen with my heart and be able to give the right attention to the intention to the person.
Beautiful. So what I picked up was listen with heart. If I would make that short, listen with heart. Beautiful. That's amazing. So write that down and you can meditate on it and bring the Alter Rebbe's method into your life, because we believe, right? We know our soul has the power to listen with heart, to be unconditionally loving, but often our body, our nervous system doesn't respond that way because there's a separation. To be born spiritually is to connect the soul and the body. And we have the power now to do more of that, to bring the soul into our body. And even if it means using your breath to literally breathe in those intentions, bring it, and you will start to see a difference. Okay, so Elena, can you call on someone else? Because I can't see. Basically, Hashem wants me to start going to sleep earlier. This is the craziest thing that happened for the last month. My computer shuts off. It says time limit. You've reached your limit on Google Chrome. So basically, I now know, And I usually have
The
two,
Zono spread,
excuse me,
the one you don't have to make a dempsing on.
can you please mute? Thank you. I cannot mute you because I'm not, I basically, so by Eshkacha Pratis, my computer gives me a time limit. I have no idea who set this up, so I don't know the password. I don't know how to change it. So I decided that this is from Hashem. So basically by 10 o'clock, I stopped working on my computer and I've been going to sleep at midnight instead of at 1, 2 in the morning. And I'm starting to appreciate that. And so, and for whatever reason, Hashem also is delaying my computer from being fixed because I have two computers. So I would have used the other one. But I guess Hashem wants me, since my 50th birthday, he wants me to take care of myself and sleep more. Wake up earlier. I'm waking up earlier. It's not like I'm sleeping more. It's funny, but they say the earlier hours of the night are more quality. So so I have to end the class anyways because I have guests, but I forgot that my computer shut me from seeing all of you, but I would love to hear your intentions and how this meditation hit you.
So I just wanted to add that it's so funny because I was also, my intention was to listen and not and think before I react, because I so often just react. And I want to try, my intention is to think.
That's beautiful.
And also kindness to others, reach out, smile. It's amazing what a smile can do. I had aggravation with my luggage last night at midnight, and I was just, and I just smiled and everything turned around.
Wow. Did you just come back last night at midnight?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I knew you were coming back yesterday. Welcome back so late. Wow. And thank you for coming on. Now you need your sleep. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you Sunday. If anyone wants to drive in, Sunday we're having a concert and we opened it up to the community. And anyone else want to share their intention before I say good Shabbos and good
I guess you're talking about going to sleep earlier. I actually think that's a good intention and eating properly, because you're talking about our effects on others. And I know myself, if I'm either tired or hungry, I'm grouchy and I yell at my family more.
That's amazing intention. So health, I am healthy. And that means that's an intention. And then your choices will align with, I choose health. I am healthy. Is that going to make me healthy? Is that going to be a healthy motive, way to live? Beautiful. Anyone else? Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you'll come again. Who else? Carol, who's here? I know.
Malka Bracha had her hand up, so I was just
Okay. So Elena, I can't see anyone. You call everybody.
so I was gonna say Malka Bracha had her hand up, and I know Rachel was leaving, so I don't know if Malka Bracha or Rachel left yet, and Malki. But if
I am in a little too noisy place. In a couple of minutes, I'll be able to share.
Okay, but I'm gonna.
If there's time, if there are a couple of.
Okay, keep going around, Elena.
okay, so hold on. Malki, do you wanna share with us?
Hello. Hi.
There?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I will start off with, I wanted to just give so much gratitude and recognition how beautiful this presentation was tonight, Nechama, that you gave. Just such a beautiful, pure-souled experience tonight for Chai, in honor of Chai Elul. Just how touching it's been, and just the reinfuse of the of I guess of the connection of Hasidus, of Baal Shem Tov, and also the double birthday of the Hasidus Chabad, the Alter Rebbe. Just hearing how much just connection there really is, seeing that conjointed connection of Hasidus, and continuing the legacy to keep it alive. Just how much depth that of impact that really brings upon us today, especially in the times we're in, that not only in the times that we're in, but may it be the suchus that we continue to keep our heritage alive for who we are as Yidden of and of Klal Yisrael, and how happy and proud we are of, like as they say, Ashreinu Matach Yotenu, to be Yidden, and especially Chassidim, and including Chassidus Chabad.
Wow, beautiful. And what was your, thank you for sharing that. And did you have an intention that you set?
I would say my intention would be increasing in regaining, rebuilding pure heart, of just being able to be real and pure this year.
Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. Anyone else? It was really wonderful to be with all of you.
Beautiful.
Alana, thank you so much.
Hanalea, do you, sorry, Nechama, Hanalea, do you want to share something with us, or you always have something beautiful to share with us? I'm not putting you on the spot, but. Or I don't know, Malka Bracha, are you in a better place now?
I'm away from the noise now. I have a zillion tasks to do to get to California, so I really apologize that it got to be so late that I got on the class. But I think it's beautiful. I think that it's very important to go deep into aesthetics because it goes into our soul. Just like Nechama said, I think that when I joined the class at that point, that she said this is about your soul. I think if I heard that correctly, and about really setting an intention. And I think that, self-examination and self-reflection are so important, We can only, and somebody, I think it might have been you, Elena, who put something up on Facebook, or I saw it somewhere. The world changes once you change, so change starts from within. And when you change within yourself, then you can make change in the world. And I think that that's very, very important. It's all an individual thing. And I don't know who's calling. This has been insane today. Oh, Elise Krause. Okay. I have to call her back in a minute. I'm shopping all over the place. But you know what? I mean, there are things that I think that it's so important for me to really, like you said, I mean, I'm not trying to copycat you, Elena, but, to be a really good listener. And not only that, but to be able to share and to be able to see inside somebody's soul, not just to let somebody talk and say, okay, it's over now. I think to really see inside somebody's soul is very important, who that person is and what they need and what they want. And also for what I'm going through with my family, is when I talk to my cousin Mark, he's been driving me absolutely crazy. And I've been sort of like not in my mind on his case, not to him. I always say loving things, I never say anything nasty, but it's very tempting. But then when he gets on the phone, he's such a doll and he's so easy to communicate with. And just realize, everybody gets the benefit of the doubt. you know? A phone call with him tonight, even though it was right in the middle of our class and I couldn't say anything. That's one of the reasons why I was late. I would have signed on, otherwise earlier. But it changed everything. Like all of a sudden, like he's like funny and cool and easy, communicative. And you really have to see who somebody is. And I think that's one of my intentions is, the things that you don't like or that you see or that annoy you is only one part of the picture of somebody.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Elena, are you moderating?
I am, huh? So I was just gonna say that I love that you know we lost you, but I love what you said, Malka Bracha, about that there's more. It's bringing together what Nachamadina said about the mind and the body, that there's more to a person than just that. It's listening to the person and listening to their soul and everything, and bringing out the best in ourselves and each other. And there is another person here, and I think it says HP, but then it says G, but it
Oh, Khani. That's Khani. But she's
Khani, Khani, I'm not gonna make you share if you don't want to, but if you'd like to share an intention with us, I feel like we're really all connected tonight, that all of our intentions are bouncing off. But if it's a different intention, that's beautiful. We want to honor you and we want to hear you. We want to listen. I want to listen with my heart. I want to make my intention happen. So if you want to share with us, or Chana Leah.
That is so beautiful. And I just want to remind everyone that the Alter Rebbe taught us that it's kikar ve'lecha, that it's close to you. Hadavar ma'id beficha, in your mouth, ubavavcha, in your heart, la'asaisai, to do. That means all of these intentions are not so far. As long as we make that intention, it starts with that thought. And I love this idea that no one has a bigger influence on your mind than you do. So very often we blame others for making us feel a certain way. But the truth is that nobody influences us as much as we do, and the mind that we have and the thoughts that we choose are really what have the biggest influence on our lives. So I am going to encourage all of you to please choose thoughts and speak to your mind in a loving, and to your heart, from your mind to your heart, in a loving, kind, compassionate way. Choose words that will encourage you to reach your full potential and live your intention. And you are
Amen.
now on your way to the most incredible year. And now we have 12 days to make cheshbon and nefesh. So each day is for another month. And each day you could do a grow about that month, like look back and say, wow, grateful that we had month last year. Where was I last Tishrei? What was going on? We can all go back to last, actually it starts with Elul. Sorry, go back to the month of Elul. Where were you? And try to think back to last year's Elul. Recognize what were your highs and lows, and how can you grow from last year Elul to this year. And the wish, which is the goal, we leave in Hashem's hands. The oneness is really the intention. It's being present. It's connecting your mind and your heart and setting that intention to live your life according to it. So I give everybody a bracha. May we infuse new chayas into our intentions, into the values, to the beliefs that we have, that they permeate every cell of our body.
Amen. I love that. I love one thing that you said that I just wanted to ask you and say, that when you were saying about our thoughts and that we have the power to change our thoughts and to change the thoughts that we feel, I love that we have the power that if we have a thought and we thought about something, about someone or ourselves, that we can change it 10 seconds later. We have also the power to change that. We don't have to stay in that negativity. We also have that power to change that. We don't have to stay there. that's the ego. Like when you taught me that about the ego and Shandel and everybody, that I don't have to, just because I had that thought, that was a thought. I can change that. I can change the way I think and think differently. And that
Exactly.
and that's so powerful if we really like what you were teaching us tonight with the mind and body. It's so powerful to bring in something new, and it's so powerful to be able to be present and listen to other people, because if we change, if we know we can change a thought from minute to minute, then we know that we can be really fully present with other people, and we can feel like their thoughts mean something to us too, that we don't have to be like, this is what I want and this is what I think about the person. And that means that we're always being fully, we're emulating really Hashem, right? If we're if we're if we're changing, then in evolving and becoming what he wants us to be and what we want, then our intention will always be pure. If we're always growing, then we're growing.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And our minds are very, very powerful muscles. And so it's like a little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. Like one thought can change an entire situation. And that's why before we do a grow, we always set an intention, because then your grow will follow that intention.
Wow, that's powerful. It's beautiful. Peril is waiting in the waiting room. Can she come in for 1 minute, Pamela? Please. Sorry. That is now you just brought that together about the intention. That's why we set the intention. I didn't quite get that, putting that piece of the puzzle together. I'm really understanding that. That's really beautiful. I had
It's basically over. I can't let I made a mistake that I
we went over. Sorry.
no, I made a mistake that I didn't give anybody else a co-host, and I can't do anything. I'm like in jail here. I only see you.
Oh, so can I let her in by inviting her, or how do I do that?
I feel so terrible, but I'm gonna have to,
We'll have to go. Okay.
basically we'll have to end. I told everyone 9 to 10.
No, that's good. You're keeping the boundary of the intention of the attention. I will tell her that, and I'll write to her that. I just wanted to ask a quick question about when you were teaching us something about wherever we go with a bracha and Tehillim. I had a quick question of that. So is that a bracha for food, or is it,
Yeah.
excuse me if I'm,
Yeah, exactly. You can say a blessing on food. You can say Tehillim. You can daven, where you say blessings in the davening.
okay, beautiful.
Like say your brachas, exactly. And wherever we go, you could say the psukim, you can say Shema Yisrael,
Wow.
Siva. And if you think about how powerful a Jew is, that we can really illuminate our environment. And sometimes you have a desire to go somewhere, follow that desire, especially if the intention, if it's aligned with your intention, because your soul wants to go there to illuminate that space. So if you want to come to our retreat, it means your soul wants to come. If you can live from that place of Ratzon, desire, internalize it, listen to it, listen to that desire of your soul and follow it. And when you get there, you really live from that intention, from that desire, and say a blessing, say Tehillim, elevate that space, create the oneness between your mind, your body, and your soul. So I want to wish everybody a wonderful Shabbos.
Can I just say what Malky just said something quick? So I just want to say, because you can't see the chat.
Yes.
Malky says, thank you. This has been truly uplifting in honor of Chaya Elul tonight. Have a sweet new Shabbos, y'all. She's so cute.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for joining who came on time. I know everyone's used to us being here till 12. Maybe our intention this year is to sleep a bit more. I'll still have some of the long ones once in a while, but now I'm divided between my virtual world and my retreat center. So, Amrit Hashem, may you all, I want to have a special retreat for all the women who are on Grow. Like I want everyone to come and have a big reunion here. So that's my desire. And my intention is to do whatever I can to be ready for that to happen, to make a space for all of you. Every retreat means I'm getting better at doing this. And Emir Hashem, may Hashem fulfill our wish in the right time. That's in Hashem's hands, where you'll all be able to join me and physically be together. So we're together, body, mind, and soul. All right. Good Shabbos, Elena.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for keeping the boundaries, because that's something that some of us need to work on also. And I for one, so I appreciate that, because it's honoring us too. And I think there's some other people who would join us if it ended on that time too. So I'm appreciative of it. Thank you. All of
I thank you for joining and for moderating for me, and
I'm
understanding.
sorry, late.
No, understanding that Hashem just wants, you know, I've, and it's actually really, it taught me that I can end my work by 10 o'clock at night if I don't have a computer to work on. And now I see how great that boundary is. So you see, boundaries set us free. And because my work is really endless, so I can be on till 12 easily, and then you still need an hour or two to like fall asleep. That's me, you know? So till I, get ready. So that's what I'm thinking for this year. If it helps anyone, if you want to go to sleep by a certain time, then you always have to like start winding down a bit before that. So everyone have a wonderful, wonderful Chai Elul. And it's actually a day that we say Gut Yom Tov. So everyone, Gut Yom Tov.
Yantiv.
And may you feel the energized for the Avaida of Elul and Rosh Hashanah, and may we all be together in the Beis HaMikdash very, very soon, this Yom Tov. So yeah, I think we'll try to make a class next week, a Rosh Hashanah class, and we'll really get into Rosh Hashanah next week, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the
Thank
retreat.
you. Good night.
We still have half a week before Rosh Hashanah next Thursday night. That's good. Okay. So we'll connect on Monday, Emir Hashem. See you all soon. All right. Good Shabbos, everyone.